I went in knowing almost nothing, just that people were losing their minds over it. Honestly, they were right too. This film made me feel like a kid watching space movies for the first time, and at the same time, it hit me with thoughts I'm still unable to process days later. It's funny, it's warm, it's massive in scale, and somehow in there, when you're least expecting it, it breaks you open. Ryan Gosling has done a spectacular job in this movie. There's a real fragility underneath the charm and the jokes. He's funny and scared and sharp all at once, and you never stop believing him for a second. Grace hesitates, he avoids things, he doubts himself constantly, which is exactly why watching him choose responsibility over fear lands so hard. It isn't some big dramatic turn, it's slower than that, more like watching someone realize bit by bit that they can't look away anymore. Then Rocky shows up and the whole film shifts. I didn't expect to care this much about a creature that talks through pressure waves and looks like nothing I've ever seen before.
Well, it looks like a rock and I have seen that. Anyway,
Grace and Rocky build a friendship with no shared language, none of the usual shortcuts movies use to make a bond feel real, and it still turns into one of the most genuine relationships I have ever watched on screen in years. At some point in the middle of all the science and problem solving, it just stops being about communication and starts being about intention, about two beings who simply refuse to let go of each other. The film sets up a quiet contrast that kept nagging at me long after. The people who sent Grace to save Earth did it by taking his choice away from him. One man against 8 billion. Sure, the math checks out. But Rocky gave everything on his own terms. Nobody made him do it. He stayed because Grace mattered to him. The film never lectures you about any of this. It just lays both choices side by side and lets you sit with what they mean. Fraser's visuals are overwhelming in the best way. The IMAX sequences aren't there for spectacle. The scale earns the emotion every time. Space feels vast, silent, and terrifying, then somehow intimate a second later. I teared up just looking at certain shots. The ending is simple, and that's exactly why it is good. Grace stays behind, and it doesn't feel like a sacrifice for Earth so much as a choice for the kind of world that could produce someone like Rocky in the first place. The film trusts you to get there on your own. I can't think of the last blockbuster that let its audience feel things and think things at the same time this confidently. It's funny the whole way through, never boring, and still manages to ask real questions about what we owe each other and whether a civilization willing to treat its people as expendable deserves saving at all. This movie is top 10 of the year easily. Rocky the Goat. Peace out.